Has the real estate market shifted? You're darn right it shifted. We're going to talk about that on today's episode. Hi, I'm Jason Geroux, designated broker and owner of 410 Real Estate, a multi-million-dollar producing real estate brokerage here in Gilbert, Arizona, and I am thrilled to have you here for a market update for September 2022. Now, I'm going to try and keep this brief, but there's a lot to talk about just because the market has shifted the last couple of months. So bear with me here, but I want you to have all of the information that you need to understand what's going on with the market, what's real, what's not real, and just the true facts and figures. So here we go. Last month, these numbers are all for August of 2022. Last month, we sold about 6,100 homes in the Phoenix metro area within our MLS. Now, if you've been watching any of these market updates, you know that typically we've been in the 7,000 to 8,000 range. So right away, you see that home sales are down. According to data, they're actually down 28% year over year in terms of transaction count. There was 9,600 new homes put on the market for a total inventory of over 21,000, almost 22,000 homes on the market. So again, if you've been watching these updates for a while, you know that this is way different than it was a few months back, 6 months ago, whatever, where we were dealing with maybe a month's supply, maybe 3/4 of a month's supply. You can see that this is very, very different of that. Of the 22,000 listings on the market, about 11% of those were under contract, which means they were already, had an agreed upon contract. They just hadn't been taken fully off the market into pending status. But even that's only a couple thousand off the top. So it's still around 20,000. What does that mean? That means we're a little bit over 3.5 months supply of homes as of August. And that has changed and increased even for September, just based anecdotally on looking at the MLS data myself. So what does that mean? We've talked in the past, a balanced market is anywhere between 4 and 6 months of inventory. That's where the buyer's advantage and the seller's advantage kind of balance out and create just a traditional market where there's negotiation, there's seller contributions, there's price reductions, there's different things like that. So we are right there, guys, 3.5 months right now. Average list price is up 13.5% year over year to $581. Now, again, list price, I kind of talk about there's two different lands out there. There's fantasy land, which is the list price. There's reality land, right, which is what they actually sell for. So $581 is the list price, but the average sales price is $549. And that is still up 12% year over year. But again, with the increased inventory, we are starting to see some price reductions. And actually, for the first time in a while, they're projecting a slight decrease in average and median home sale prices for September. Of all of the homes on the market, there's about 1,000 of them that are considered distressed. That is a decrease of 1.9% month over month, but it's up 15% since last year. Distressed meaning pre-foreclosure, short sale type properties, people that are kind of at a risk of losing the property. Now, the good news in this market that's different from back in, say, 2008 and 9 is that most people, because of the equity boom we've had the last 3 years, even if they're in a distressed situation, they probably have the equity in most cases where if they sold their home, they'd be out of trouble. So I don't project, and I don't think the experts are projecting, seeing a massive increase in short sales, foreclosures, bank-owned properties, things that we saw back in 08, just because the equity is there right now. Days on market. Now, here's another big twist, a big change over the last few months. We've gotten to 42 days on the market now as an average. That's 13 days higher than it was a year ago and 9 days higher even than just a month ago. So what does this all mean? We've got increased list prices, decreased sale prices, increased inventory, increased day on the market, and decreased transactions as a whole. So what are we starting to see? We're starting to see demand level off and start to meet where supply is. And even in some cases, in some areas, supply has exceeded demand. Areas like Santan Valley, Queen Creek, Florence, Buckeye, Avondale, places like that, Maricopa, Casa Grande, they're already being considered buyers markets because supply has overtaken the demand for the area. Now, why is this? I think there's a couple of factors. One, a lot of people are seeing the market shift, and therefore they're trying to catch the top of the market as a seller, and they're putting their homes on the market right now, hoping to get it sold at the top of the market or as close to the top of the market as they can. So that results in an extra we're at 20,000-ish homes on the market that are not under contract. So that's a lot of people trying to sell their homes because they see it as the top of the market before the downswing. Also, mortgage rates. You guys have seen the news. Mortgage rates are up over the 6% mark now in a lot of cases. And the Fed is even talking about raising the base rate, which is typically a leading indicator of where the mortgage rates will go. They're not directly correlated. So keep that in mind. When you hear the Fed raise the rate, that doesn't automatically mean mortgage rates go up, but it is a pretty decent leading indicator of what's going to happen. So mortgage rates over 6%, home prices higher than they've been in a long time. It's just resulting in a lot of buyers that are priced out at the moment, or a lot of buyers that are pressing the pause button just to see what happens with rates and prices. So if you're a seller, I always say it's tough to time the top of the market 100%. Just like if you're a buyer, it's tough to time the bottom of the market. As with everything, you need to make the best decision for you and your family based on your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. So I never want to tell people that what the market is doing should direct you or should, panic you into making a decision based on that. So there's a lot of people trying to sell their homes just because they think they're at the top. Well, what if you're cash flowing that home? What if that investment home that you have has great tenants in place? You haven't had a problem. You're making good money on it. Why are you selling it just because you think it's time? Or are you selling it because your original goal was that appreciation amount? So you gotta look at those things and see what you're making a decision on. In terms of buying, we use the phrase, date the rate, marry the house. So if you're in a situation where you need to upsize, downsize, you're relocating, those sorts of things, find the house you love, get the house you love under contract, provided you can afford it. I'm never gonna tell somebody to overspend, provided you can afford it and it fits within your financial goals. And then down the road, when rates come down, they will come down. And I don't think they're gonna come down to 3s again. Maybe that was kind of a weird COVID, economic stimulation kind of thing that happened. So we're probably not going to get down in the 2s and the 3s, at least for a very long time. But rates should come down a little bit. Historically, they always go down and up and down and up. So you can date the rate in the sense of, I got my house, it's at 6%, and a few years from now, the rates are down to 4.5%, 5%, I can refinance and adjust the rate. So there's options out there, I guess. Bottom line, lots of homes, supply is starting to overtake demand. It's a good time if you're buying because we are seeing price reductions and we're not seeing multiple offers competing with each other. Buyers are actually able to negotiate a bit now. We're seeing seller concessions. We've got some creative ideas where sellers can help more buyers come to the table in terms of their rate and options to buy it down. So there's just a lot going on in that regard. But if you're a buyer, now may be a good time to look if it meets your goals. If you're a seller, now is still a good time provided you're willing to work with the market, price the home appropriately, and give a quality product to those that are looking to buy. That was a lot. I kept it. I'm trying to keep it under 8 or 9 minutes. I think we're right about there. So if you have any questions, as always, reach out, comment below. Let me know what you think of the market, what you're hearing in the news. Does it match what I just told you? If this video was helpful, which I hope it was, please share it with your friends. And if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're made aware when we post these videos. We like to do real estate content, leadership content, and even some around town adventures where we go out and meet new business owners and introduce you to new things around town. So love to have you as part of the 410 family, and we appreciate you checking out this video.